Happy New Year and welcome to episode 25 of Spiritual Conversations with Carrie and Candace.
Hi
How,
there.
hey, Carrie, how was your New Year?
It's over. I survived 2020 and so did you. That's all that matters.
That is so true. I mean, we are in a new space now. Um, I've gotten so many messages about what 2021 is going to be for us. But it's like putting 2020 in our rearview mirror and watch it like shrink from view. Many of us want to see that happen. But
Yeah.
as we step into 2021, it's not it's gradual. So things will be changing for us, but we have to kind of go with the flow. But I am so happy to have 2020 behind us.
Well, that's why it's hindsight.
Right.
We had to live through it to get beyond it. And so hindsight is 2020. And have we learned a few lessons? Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
everybody has learned. I mean, for me, you and I've talked about this. It was a phenomenal year. Everything went perfectly. It's like I could not have designed it any better than it came out. Granted, a lot of crappy stuff happened, but it's just how you take it. It's, a lot of people, they took it personally. In the whole thing that really got me the most was you heard everybody saying, it's the year 2020 is the problem. And so that's why I kept telling everybody, just let's get through the end, because collectively we've convinced ourselves that this thing sucks. And now that 2020 is behind us, I mean, I just see like rainbows and butterflies and openings for people because it's no longer here. So collectively, I think we've flushed that thing down the toilet. And I just think attitudes are going to completely change.
Well, so you brought up a really good point. You're talking about the collective energy of all of us. So let's use that to our advantage. Collectively, let's all set our intentions for 2021. The messengers have told me that this new year will be the year of the heart. So this is the time, I think, or it is for me, to really take a look at what's going on inside. Um, Inventory, and I keep hearing this from the messengers. They keep saying inventory, inventory, inventory what is in your field. Decide what you want to keep and embrace it. Decide what does not serve you and let it go. Like you say, flush it away.
It's
So
a great.
yeah, so let's use that collective energy that we have to bring 2021 into this wonderful world that will offer us, promise of something new. And I really can't wait, Carrie, till a year from now, at the end of 2021, as we're starting, the year 2022, to just realize what a beautiful spot we'll be in then. It's going to be so different than what it is right now.
I know, Candace, looking forward to 2021, it's like I and you know how I get my kind of messages. Mine is more like I have visions. I mean, mine are just weird little random things. Like I get nuggets of knowing. I get little like, go do this, go do that. It says if I've known, and I knew Christmas was kind of my barometer, but if, they go hand in hand, Christmas and New Year's. I just knew after the first of the year, major shift is going to happen with me. It's like I've literally felt over this last couple of weeks like this spinning, like this vortex around me, this energy just spinning. And it's been this like Mr. Toad's wild ride is the only way I could explain it. Is I just know that in no time at all, everything is going to be completely different in my world. And the fun part for me, which this drives most people crazy, I don't give a crap. It's like, I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I know it's all for my next purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing. And I love that. So I just embrace, like, bring on the changes, because you have to be flexible. You have to be able to just allow and go with the flow. You can't be so rigid and say, I want to be doing this and this, because you're going to be so stuck and so bored and have such a crappy little life. Just let it go and let the flow take you wherever it is you're supposed to go. And I know that's what 2021 is going to do for me. I have no idea where I'm going to end up in 2 weeks, in 2 months. I don't know. But all I know is it's sensational, it's fantastic, and I embrace it. And I can't wait for it, but it'll come when it comes. So just, I
That's
love going with the flow.
That's exciting. And you know what? When you were mentioning about things just like swirling around and what's going to go on, I had this beautiful vision. And this is the way manifestation works. You there it's In fact, I think I wrote about it in this book, The Reluctant Messenger. Um, Energy starts swirling around, and I can see it, and it's almost like you're in the middle of a game show with all these possibilities floating within your awareness. And then as soon as you focus on something, it's like that wheel of fortune or whatever
Right.
stops. And then all these energies that seem to be sporadic and erratic will start like lining up in order to give you what you want. Because if you want something, well, want isn't a good word, because if you say, I want something, you're
We
indicating
don't
there's a
have
lack.
it. Yep.
Yes, it's indicating a lack of something. But if you want to manifest something, you have that desire and you keep it in the forefront. And as you do that, you're not desiring it, but you're seeing yourself as already in that
There.
energy field. You're
Yeah.
already there. And as you maintain that, then all those erratic energies will start
Yeah.
lining up to provide that for you. And
Yep.
it's like you say, it is going with the flow. You
Yes.
know,
You can't fight it. You can't like resist it. I mean, resistance is horrible. When you resist anything, it's like there's so many opportunities that come our way every single day. And people who live in resistance, they'll never have these things come into them because they're fighting it. But when you're open, it's like I get these silly nudges I've told you forever, like go buy
yeah.
paint canvases or do it's like, but why? Just do it because then it takes you to the next place. It's lining you up for where you're supposed to be going anyway.
And see, the beauty of that, Carrie, is you don't have to do the work. You just have to kind of maintain that perfect position that you want to be in. It's like, I am here. This is who I am. And then the universe does the work for you. We
Yeah.
are always manifesting. But the thing about it is, it's not always intentional because we're fighting things. I don't want this. I don't want that. But if you just let go of anything that doesn't serve you and you just open up to this beautiful world of energy, you'll realize that things start lining up the way they're meant to. You actually get into the flow of the energy and the universe does the work for you. So it's
Yeah.
great. It's like a win-win situation.
It is funny too, because I think hearing my daughter, who's such an earthling still, she's not ready. She's like, it's about the hard work, mom. I've got to work hard. And of course, you don't want to tell your kid, no, don't work hard. Just let it come because, I raised her and I didn't understand a lot of this stuff then. But as you and I know, the harder you try and work at making something happen, the more you push it away. I don't know if I've ever shared this story with our videos, so I'll share it now. It's about just that. When my daughter went off to college, it was September. She's a junior now. And my husband is a politician. I never saw him. He was always gone. I walked into this big old house. And one day I just felt this knowing that I had to find a place in Olympia. That's where I was working. And I work in Olympia, which is sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half drive, sometimes 45 minutes. But pre-COVID, it could be super long. So I
Right.
just had this gut knowing that I needed to get a place in Olympia. I wasn't divorcing my husband. I wasn't nothing. I just knew I had to do that. He was never home. So I started actively working then. I was gonna find me a place and I got the one ads. I was gonna find a place. I
Working
looked at
hard.
probably, I worked so, and I know better than this. I was working so hard at finding a place. And I have four animals that have to be with me because I am their person. So you couldn't rent something with four animals without paying a fortune for it. And
Right.
so I'm like looking at this and I thought, okay, maybe I need to buy something. I'll buy a condo or something. We have an investment property from September, October, November, December. December 10th, I found a place that I was going to settle for. It was close to work. It was doable. My dog would be okay there. There was something about it that was off, and like my gut told me just fine, just take it. So it turned out he wanted me to move in right then. I'm like, it has to be after the first of the year, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. I surrendered. I said, forget it. I give up. My daughter's coming home from college. So I'm going to just wait. And after she goes back to school, then I will resume my search. My daughter's home for 3 weeks. We had a wonderful time. She goes back to school on Sunday. On Monday, I go to work. I get a text on my cell phone. Are you still looking for a place in Olympia? As a matter of fact, I am. Went, looked after work. It was like everything I imagined that I wanted was right there waiting for me. Everything, including the landlord, who was a godsend. He's a spiritual guy. And he said to me, I don't know why, with all these people that I've talked to, your name, I had to call you. And I'm like, I know why. So it's
Right.
you don't have to work hard at it. I mean, it's just I love that story because it is such an indicator of that's how things work. The harder you
And that,
work to make it happen.
and I mean, have you met people? I'm sure you have, but they seem to be so lucky. Nothing ever goes wrong with them. It's like, whatever happens that might be deemed unfortunate, somehow there's a twist and a turn, and it turns out to be something that's marvelous.
Uh-huh.
You know, we grew up with these things running in our mind, like, in order to be successful, you have to work hard. You've got to put in 50 hours or more each week. You have to work
Yep.
really hard, that was just considered good work ethic.
And
Now,
control your environment. Control everything.
yeah, have your finger on the pulse of everything that's around
Yeah.
you. And that's the way I lived my life for the longest time. But
Uh-huh.
now I am retired, but now I realize, you know, if you're chasing your dream, you're never going to catch it
Because you're
because
always
you're
behind it.
chasing it away from you.
Yeah.
But when you can allow your heart to lead you and you open up, then that gives you a greater perspective. Now, in your story, which I love, Carrie, you didn't have that greater perspective of just let things settle and the answer will be given to you
Nope.
by way of a text, early one Monday morning. You know,
Yeah.
if we had that greater perspective, we would live differently. But I'm
Exactly.
saying we do have that greater perspective. We can embrace that now. As long as you live through your heart space, you can start trusting that things will come to you in the order they're meant to. At the time, in real time, we don't usually notice it. We notice it, but we don't embrace it because we think, oh gosh, that's taking me on a different path. Because we don't know that that path will lead to another path that will lead to an opening that is
Yep.
beyond your wildest imaginings.
And that was the key word you said there. It's like you and I are getting good at this, but not everybody can. You have to trust. Just trust the right thing is coming your way or its equivalent, which I love that too. But yeah, so it's just 2021 is the year. I'm not going to work too hard. It's all unfolding before me, and I just will follow along because the stepping stones are being put right in front of me where I need to walk, and I'm following. That's how I roll.
Carrie, that's great. This is a good place for us to end. So not only do we follow those steps that show up one footprint in front of us,
Yep.
but we also give thanks and we have this
Yes.
attitude of gratitude. And that
Yes.
attitude of gratitude keeps that positive energy flowing. So 2021 is going to be a fabulous year. It is a fabulous year for all
Yes,
of
it
us.
is.
Embrace what's beautiful in your life, count your blessings, and even if you don't feel that way, then look and see what is positive in your
Right.
life because it is there. And
Yes.
once you embrace that, it opens the door for more positive things to come.
Beautifully said, my friend. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New
2021,
Year.
the best year ever.
Bye.
Bye.